Start. So spin the roofing gouge, same as before, just bring it up into a cut. You can hear a change of sound from there to there. It's a lot harder and denser at that point there. We get down to more of a technical side. So again, just go on my side camera because you'll see better. Just got my normal template. Now I say I'm going on this hand because I'm using my party tool right-handed. So again, that's the reason I go right-handed for this. So again, just feed it in slow. Worst thing is if this face, which I'll just go stop the lathe and show you, this face here is convex, it rocks in the chuck, so that makes it really bad. So we've got a spigot. So we go to do the larger part first. So we're keeping that because I like that bit of feature. Because why am I doing the base first? Because of this. This is my fruit chuck. Now, if you do the narrow part, it can move around a lot more. If you're going on a wider base, that's just perfect. And this, let me just go to my bench camera as a bit of support. So again, just turn the bead, handle down, pick it up, swing your hand around and rotate. Again, it's just getting used to that. So swing around, but basically, as you can see, to come out because we'll need to get to that centre. So basically, I've just turned a big bead. That's all it is. Now I can start shaping a bit here. Can't shape fully because we will be losing a lot of this, and that can be incorporated into the pear on this length. That's convex, so I'm turning the bead now. I stop and push my handle towards the wood or towards the lathe, whichever you prefer. So that is now coming to concave and stop there. That we can sort out when we get to the other end. I just recess this a bit, so just going in and just recess it a bit. So if people wants to stand the pears up when the clove is in the bottom, it can still be stood up. So again, just picking that up nice and gently, just blend it in. 2.5, somewhere around that figure. So again, just go to drill this because I need this hole here for screw to go in. I'll say same practice as with drilling anything, push in, pull out to get rid of that swarf, because if you don't, the drill bit will bind. Last thing we need to do now is sand it. So again, we'll just give this a quick sand. Put my extractor there. Not bothered about top part because that's still got to be finely shaped. It's more on this end here. So again, that's got up to about that point there. So again, about a third of the way up, that crack will open up. You can put super glue in. I tend to put a coat of sanding sealant on first prior to super glue, purely because it doesn't mark the wood line. If you put super glue on first, it can mark and leave a mark all the way on the wood. so that's why I don't. People say, yeah, but the super glue won't stick very well then once you've applied sanding sealant. We're not really using it to stick wood too much. It's just to hold it while it will prevent it from cracking anymore. But if your wood's dry, it won't crack. It won't crack anymore. So that's the first part done. So off it comes, and then we just screw that into there. Now again, the flatter the base, the more stable it is. So again, we want to do as much as possible with the tool stock in place. Now that's just running out slightly, which is expected. So bring up the tool rest, and well, the tailstock, I keep calling it tool rest for some reason, and then that just lines it up and give it that final cheek, and when you take it away, it's virtually running true. So I can just bring my tool rest up. This comes off. We get all this waste wood away. So again, yes, it's going to be a long. So again, just getting that shape round there now. Again, just getting a gap there now. So again, I've still got control because I know how a tool, mostly, I won't say always, mostly how it will grab and where, and by the reason why it will grab. But if I keep it in, less chance of it grabbing. So again, just go down there. I'm just going to do a proper push cut now around here. So you can see I've changed the angle of the tool completely. I'm now pushing it, and then bring that round. Just take it nice and slowly. Basically fairly close in, and then we can stop. Little line there, but that will blend in. You always get that when you do this way. You are extremely lucky. You may get 1 in 10 what doesn't leave that mark there. So we'll just move the tool rest round again. Again, just make sure check it's. Oh, that's it. So the tip of my tool. Go onto the end camera. You'll see the tip of the tool is now on centre. So again, that's why you only take small amounts off, because you can hear the vibration. Remember, that's held in with a screw on a very small contact area. So just blending that in. Final bit will be blended in with abrasive paper. Now just need to create that slight dimple. And power over a piece of wood, power over a lathe bed. Again, just go in. You'll know when you've got it right because it will go in very easily. If it's struggling to go in, normally it's not in line. And that's all you need, a pair off or the apple off sideways, and then it's more difficult then to line up. So again, we'll just give this a quick sand now. It's disappeared. So if you've got a lot of run out, yes, it's going to take ages, but a small amount of run out, it will just blend in. So again, that can come out in there. So again, you can see we've done it this way around. Just get a bit of dust at that bottom end, but that doesn't matter. Now it's got a nice flare there. If I'd have done it top end, it could have been all turned away. So that's the right way to do it for me. Hold, but I put the longest part at the base, so that's why I'm going here. So So let's just turn the base now. A lot of times seeing actually something turned or how it comes out can be easier than explaining. Right, I'm just looking at Chris, yep, of what you can discuss and what you can't discuss, or that's about where we're going to be cutting it off. You can decide later which is the top and which is the bottom, but you want it about 1/3 and 2/3. So again, bit flat there, then come in there. So again, that just needs to go into a nice smooth curve. Again, that will be all finished off with abrasives. So again, bottom part there, that will, let me switch my camera. So again, just using tip of a screw. All I need, that's just jumped across then, right in the centre. Make sure you get that little pip out of the centre, because if you don't, your drill will want to go to one side of it. So again, just using that tool rest as a steady, and then just drilling, pull out. So just normal drilling practice. Don't need to go in far. I go in about maybe just over 10mm, but I mean it's just a close. I mean you don't need a long piece at all. Then that now can be sanded. So again, just blend that little part in fairly quickly. So again, I don't bother taking, you can get tack cloths and remove the dust. I don't, unless I'm using a really contrasting wood like you, then I would, because you could pick up the orange heartwood and transfer it to the creamy coloured sapwood, and vice versa. So that would look awful, the dust transfer if it would open grain. But it's great leaving the dust on ash and oak because it's open grain, and when you put the sealant on, it mixes with the dust, and then it acts as a grain filler, so it can actually close some of the open fibres in them to open, well, any open grain timber it will. So that's why I don't take the dust off. A lot of people will. I don't bother. It's down to individuals. So again, we've got that there, so that goes into there. So again, that's not as tight as I would like, so for me. So again, not tight it up fully in the jaws. You can just see we've got a slight one out. So again, if I just bring up the tailstock, I'll then give that fully tight and just give that apple a bit of a tightening there. Now we can get rid of some of this waste wood. It was just some wood I had knocking around, otherwise I would have actually, I normally put a virtually square piece of wood into the lathe when I'm doing an apple. So again, in, pull out, relief cut. Never go down in one pass. Don't matter what width the tool is, always take it down in stages. Now the next thing is and between centres, I don't want to part all the way through, because if I part all the way through, now well again I just need to clean that little centre off. That's gotten that out. Why? Because I want to put the tailstock back up, and if I've a little step there, it won't seat in properly. So that's why I like to do that. So again, just give it a quick whiz round, and then shape it round. So again, I did the bottom part first, but I could have done the top, because the top is slightly flatter, so it would have given a slightly larger surface area for the fruit chuck. But now again, it shows you that you can hold on a narrow base in there. Now again, that's just getting to the point. Unless you've got a small chisel, a small spindle gouge, it's very hard to get in there. Don't risk it with a full size one. I'd only go in with a 1/4 inch one with the tailstock was still there. Just go drop that slightly again. So I'm back onto the centre height, and again, small cuts. Just take it nice and slowly, nice and steadily, and just, I'm looking at the back edge, I'm looking to get that profile. I want it round, I don't want it flat on it. And then once we've got that done, we'll go in there. I'll say nothing wrong with using a Jacob's chuck, but because this is a very small drill bit, the torque on it is minimum. It's not really a problem with torque. Now, it can look here slightly odd, the shape, but what can throw you is unsanded, sanded and polished, so it can look slightly different sometimes. So I don't worry too much. I'll give it a sand first. If I'm still not happy, it can be given another cut. Again, I'd put my tailstock back on to give it additional support, but I'm happy with that now. You can see where we've at and do it all in one go. So tomorrow I'll put a moped, come up at my workshop, and just giving this a buff, and that will take any sanding sealant marks off. If the sealant is slightly heavy in one place, it'll leaven it out, and then it'll make them all glossy. Then I'll pass them over to the finishing department, which is my wife Wendy. That's what she'll do. So again, I can just untwist that off. So that's the apple. So you can see we've got about 1/3 towards the top and 2/3 of the base. So they always like that. They always slightly taper more on the bottom 2/3 than the top 1/3.